So let's talk about goals, motivation, and realistic expectations. And nobody really likes to talk about realistic expectations, but yeah, there is a thing like realistic expectations. Oh my god, I don't know why am I struggling so much to say that. And yeah, so you know, I'm getting a little bit older and I wanted to hit in my lifetime some goals on bench, squat, and deadlift. And the reason for that, and this is the reason why I'm actually going on a bulk now. So I basically decided to go on a 2 year bulk, and in these 2 years, I'm going to see if the training performance is positive enough to go towards these goals, and if it's not, for example, if in first like 8 months I essentially like start get injured, or the training isn't really progressing as I wanted it to be, or anything like weird starts to happen, I'm just not gonna pursue these goals, and that's okay. Like, it's not like I'm a professional lifter. It's not like I'm going to, make a living out of this. It's just me, and those are just my personal goals. And I would be super happy even if I hit some of them. So I'm definitely not going to train like I'm super athlete. It's super funny to see people on YouTube who are not athletes, who are not professional bodybuilders or powerlifters. They're just YouTubers. They're just guys who turn on the camera like me right now, and they start to, like bullshit you, like they're going to go into this echo chamber, like some Olympic athlete, and they're just gonna train, man, and they're just gonna eat like 6 times per day. Everything is going to be super precise. Calories are going to be on point. Come on, dude. Like, you're just a dude who is like working in some warehouse somewhere or in some cubicle. Who gives a fuck? So, yeah, I have my goals, and it's kind of depressing when you see some people that are like much stronger than you, bigger than you, leaner than you. But hey, like, who gives a shit? And this is where the motivation comes in. So, why would you even chase something if like nobody cares? So like this this is actually a great title for this video, like, because nobody will really care about my goals, like literally nobody. I will impress nobody other than me. Maybe a few guys in the gym, or maybe some friends. The thing with friends is they're usually just clueless when you say to them like, oh hey, I'm close to 300 kilos on deadlift, and they are like, is that heavy? I mean, you try it and see if it's heavy. I mean, like, it's always something like that, like passive aggressive comments. So yeah, the thing with my goals is they matter to me, and the one goal particularly, like for squat, is most likely not even going to happen, because in last year I tore part of my quad. So I basically just, piece of my quad is missing, not a big chunk, but small piece. So we are going to see what's going to happen with squat, but on bench and on deadlift, most likely, I'm expecting to see good performance, but you never know. As I said, I'm 33 years old. I have other, things in my life. This is not the only thing that I do. And, we're not here like super athletes. Like, I'm going to do the best the best that I can, while still trying to, hit my goals. In the next 2 to maybe even 5 years, we'll see how my body holds up. So the interesting here is that for the last basically 2.5 years, I was mostly just maintaining or cutting. So contrary to popular belief, You cannot maintain, you cannot do a lean bulk. Yes, you can do bulk a lot more reasonably than just going dirty, but there is no such thing as a bulk without fat gain. You will gain fat, period. Like 100%. If you don't believe that, like, you're obviously delusional, especially if you're natural. So, uh, my motivation started to drop drastically because basically I was just lifting the same weights, most of the time. I looked the best that I did in my life during those 2 years because I was always relatively and close to being pretty lean, and that's mostly because I didn't really want to get fat. Because you look better when you are lean. Some people prefer like being a little bit bigger. Like I'm currently starting to get a little bit bigger, so some people prefer this. But personally, I mean, I like being bigger, but personally, it's just more comfortable to being a little bit leaner and slimmer. So you're not, sweating that much. You are not that scary in person, and yeah. So basically, because I was lifting like that for the last 2 years, I basically started to think that it was because of age. So that I'm not progressing because of age. And now that I started to eat more, basically, I saw that uh, training is pretty much easy now, and I can go pretty intensely, like pretty hard on most sets, close to RPE 10, even on heavy lifts, and not be tired so much. So which is like super interesting. And I was speaking to my girlfriend a lot about this, and I'm saying like it's amazing how you can lose the perspective, and how you actually how much more there is in you. I basically thought that over 30, like, you will progress, but it's just going to be, shitty progress. And now I'm actually hitting PRs on some like lat pull downs, on pull-ups, on rows, like on dumbbell incline bench, like out of nowhere, and it wasn't even planned or anything. I'm not still yet hitting PRs on bench and on squat or on deadlift because I didn't want to wreck myself, because my strength like just came back really fast. But I'm pretty convinced that there are going to be PRs in the future. So essentially, my goals are this. So it would be pretty awesome to first hit my last PR on the bench. So this is like 155 kilos. So this is my first goal, actually. Essentially, my first goal is to hit 140, then 150, then 155. But just I don't want to have this video be like 2 hours as always, because I'm like that. But my first goal is to hit 155 kilos, and then to hit 160. So 160 kilos on bench was always my goal, and this number sounds really big in my mind because I always had some shoulder issues. My left shoulder was always fucked up. It still is fucked up on incline bench. I can feel it the most because it's the incline, any incline angle, like from 30 degrees to even higher degrees, are actually better than like lower degrees. Like lower degrees, like just slightly below 30 degrees up to 45, it's just kind of like I'm always like, I don't know even what am I doing. It feels like I have a chicken arm. So it's like, yeah. And essentially 160 is my lifetime goal. So if I hit that, I will be like super happy. Clean 160, slight pause. I don't even really care about the pause. I'm not a powerlifter, but with the pause would be like a perfect scenario. So on deadlift, we'll leave the squat for the last. On the deadlift, I would like to hit like at least 280, and this is like debatable. Like from 280 to 300, the deadlift was always like the most difficult thing to predict for me because deadlift is my most talented lift, and I never really figured out what works best for my deadlift. I have some, from the past, I have a lot of data from my training, and the best that was, the strongest that I have ever been on deadlift was always like lower volume and kind of higher reps, which is, crazy. Every time I try to do lower reps on deadlift, everything falls apart. I just get wrecked, and I literally have to deload the deadlift. So it's really weird because it's also the strongest lift. And squat, I don't know about squat. So essentially, my best PR was like way back in 2017. I was always scared to do squat, like PRs on the squat, because it always felt like I'm not in control, if that makes sense. No matter what I do, it's most likely because of the long femurs, and I never felt comfortable in doing maxes on squat. Not even like 4-3 triples on 5 or 5s or 8s. Like the most that I ever did basically on squat was like RP 9, maybe, most likely RP 8, because I was always scared. And I was basically, I don't know if I was right or if I was like, maybe cursed myself into it. But, in 2022, when my quad tore, like, I don't know why that even happened. Like everything felt great. I was the strongest that I have ever been on my squat, and I wanted to do a PR, and that shit happened. So maybe I was right. Maybe I don't know. So if I actually match my last PR, I'm going to be really happy, and if I don't really care because I wanted to do like from 230 to 250 on the squat, like in general in my lifetime, but currently I just adjusted because just reality is just reality, and most likely I'm not going to hit about 200 on 200 to 220. It's like my realistic limit, I would say, right now. If I get really 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 fat, maybe I would hit more, but I don't know. I'm playing with a lot of different techniques right now with squat to see what suits me currently the best, and yeah, so that's about it. And the thing that I like to say, for the ending of this video is essentially that you need to basically just look at yourself. If I try to look at other people, some people are like benching my squat, and it's like it's so easy to get depressed, especially when you're taller or if you have long femurs. I have long femurs and long arms, which are good for deadlift, but are shitty basically for everything else. I saw one kid who has like super long femurs and super long legs compared to torso, and he has like 500 pound squat and 1,000 pound deadlift. So I mean, he's obviously juicing on something, but the point is like you can see how leverages are very 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 important when it comes to strength. I mean, it's literally everything with leverages. So yeah, don't compare yourself to others. I won't, and I'm just happy that the training curve is finally going up, and everything is going, everything is going. If anything, if not anything else, it's it feels good to push it really hard in the gym again, and that's a really good feeling. I really missed that, and I didn't even know how much I missed it just until I basically started eating properly again. So yeah, have fun, guys, and that's it for this video. If you actually stayed here, congratulations, dude. Like, peace out. One more bicep shot. Psh.